Michigan does it again. 28-point win over Villanova, 89-61. Carter, this team was up as many as 36 points in this game with 4 minutes left in the second half. Michigan was up 30 points at halftime. It was 53 to 23 against Villanova. A Villanova team, by the way, 7-2 on the year, holding strong at 35th in the country in KenPom. After getting blitzed by Michigan, this is Michigan's fifth consecutive game where they have built at least a 30-point lead against either a high major opponent or a top 50 opponent analytically. Michigan did a lot of good things. Obviously, you don't get that result without doing a lot of good things. They also, I think, kind of terrifyingly did not play perfect. Like they did get outscored in the second half. Cart, they only made 27% of their threes in this game. Cart, they only made 56% of their free throws in this game. They left points on the board in a game in which they scored 89 points, won by 28 in a relatively slow game by their standards, with Villanova slowing the tempo down in the second half. So, um, it was great. It was great. Michigan's nasty. It was also like not perfect, which for the first time in like 5 games was not perfect. So, what was your interpretation of this? Are you even more terrified of this Michigan team after a night like this?
Yeah, y'all are nasty. No, like ifs, ands, or buts about it. Y'all are absolutely nasty. That's really what all there is to it. It's just so hard to play this Michigan team. The roster is well put together, is talented. And on a night where you shot 27% from three and 56% from the free throw line, you scored 89 and won by 40.
28 felt like 40.
Sorry, bad math. Honestly, I'm just used to saying 40 at this point. Yeah. So off game, won by 28.
They were up 36 with 4 minutes left when they checked in the walk-ons. And then
Yeah.
Nova made basically an 8-point run in the final 4 minutes to cut it to 28. But I digress. That doesn't really
You
matter.
out rebounded Villanova by 20. You
Yep.
had more defensive rebounds than Villanova had total rebounds.
Yep.
You had 15 offensive boards, which led to 22 second chance points. You scored 46 points in the paint. And you also shot 27% from three and put up 89 points in one in blowout fashion. This team is nasty. This team is nasty, and I feel like we are probably in line for another month to 2 months of this
Like,
probably
you
safe
think
to
this is
say.
just going to be consistent?
Yeah, I think that they're gonna do this for another month
Yeah.
and or two.
I think that's a fair takeaway. So if you've been watching these recaps and previews, I think you've probably watched me slowly believe this is more and more sustainable as it's happened again and again and again and again. Michigan is now 9-0. Six of the nine performances they've built a 30 plus point lead in. Like, that's crazy. And they're not coming against cupcakes. Mind you, Michigan has not played a team outside the top 160 in the sport.
Mhm.
Like, I think at a broad level, Carden, this is just true. This is just true to me. You can go back through any year that we've been alive and look at the team that was the best team in the country and look through their season, and you could find maybe three or four of these types of games against a good team. Because again, say what you want about Villanova, they're not great. They're probably an NCAA tournament team. I think they're probably going to finish like third in the Big East and get there. Um, Michigan is doing to good teams what you're supposed to do in your bye games. Like I had the four screens on. I had Kentucky against the 330th best team in the sport. At the same time, I had Michigan next to Villanova. I would have had no idea which team was playing Villanova based on what I was seeing. Like they just pulverize good teams in a way that elite teams don't even do. These performances they're stringing together. This is the fifth straight game of this. These happen 3 to 4 times a year for the best teams we've seen. Michigan's doing it almost every night. They've done it in 6 of 9 games. They've done it 5 straight times. You texted me this. We were, I don't know. This one felt like the moment where you and I fully believe this is just who they are. And it's not just like they were on some crazy shit. But the way you framed it, I really liked. You texted me, it was TCU and Wake Forest that was the fluke. Wasn't the Players Era week that was the fluke. Wasn't the trip home from Players Era that was the fluke. Wasn't the week after the trip home from Players Era that was the fluke. It was that 1-2 game stretch where they didn't do this that feels fluky right now. And that's terrifying to the rest of the country, man. There's nobody playing at this level.
Yeah, it's just it's a truly dominant run slash brand of basketball right now. One that I think, as I watch this team and watch what they're doing this year, here's how I'm kind of approaching it. I don't think that like they could do this to good teams. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about like good teams. You know what I'm saying? Like they did this to Gonzaga, right? They can do this to teams that are in the top 25. They can do this to honestly to maybe any team in the country. They could do this. Um, but also teams outside a certain threshold are just not going to be able to hang with this team unless they're on complete. Like I'm reaching a point with this Michigan team where I think if you're of the upper echelon, like you want to play this team or go against this team, right? Like the Dukes, the Arizonas, the UConns, those type of teams of the world. Also, you might not see those teams until like the Elite Eight of the NCAA tournament or something like that. But
Well, actually, I just to interrupt quickly, the game of the year is Michigan Duke in February in DC.
oh yeah, and that's coming off. That's you have Purdue Duke back to back.
Yeah, I mean that's Michigan stretch at that point. They go to Mackey on Tuesday. They have Duke in DC on Saturday, and then a Minnesota home game a week later at Champaign, Illinois.
Mhm.
In 3 of 4, you have the Merez homecoming, the Mackey Arena trip, and Duke on a neutral.
Yeah,
I mean that's hashtag play somebody's going to be tested.
yeah.
Dog, if we get to that week and Michigan still looks this dominant, the play somebody bit is going to be so good.
Oh yeah, it is going to be massive. But no, I just think that unless y'all are on bullshit, then teams can't really mess with y'all.
Yeah. I mean, to your point, like, look, this was another great performance. I think they did get on bullshit a little bit in the second half. We can talk through that, but through this 5 game stretch, San Diego State, Auburn, Gonzaga, Rutgers, Villanova, their best performance of those games was Gonzaga. And look, they've what they did against Gonzaga, they mostly did to everyone else too. I'm not saying it's like far off that caliber, but the interesting thing to me is like if you are trying to find a way to nitpick this, there's really nothing to nitpick because the best version of this Michigan team came against the best team they played, the number 3 team in the analytics right now. Like you can't say anything about them right now. This is a level I don't think we've seen. I mean, you could go back previous years. I don't even think this is a level we've seen from champions this early in the season ever. The only thing that's overly similar to me at all, there is a team I think you could maybe call out a little. It's a little early season Auburn last year to me. Remember how terrifying they were at the beginning of the year?
Yeah.
They had that stretch where they beat Ohio State by 40, beat Purdue by 20. I think they beat Missouri by like 16 and mixed in with a couple iffier perform. But even that, as you hear me list that, that's still different results than what Michigan's doing right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The only fear would just be like somehow this level disappears and they peak too early. That there's definitely a world that could happen. People were tagging me in the Discord like, Hey, in all seriousness, is there any way this is sustainable? I'm doing my best not to get over optimistic and homery with this team. I really don't see why it's not. I mean, I'll point out a couple things from this, but like the reason this team's dominant is to me the easiest thing to sustain ever. They are number one in the country in 2 point offense, and they are number one in the country in 2 point defense. I'd have to go do a research project on this cart, but I would strongly assume in 30 years of KenPom, no team has ever been number one in both those categories simultaneously. That's absurd. And that is the entire reason they're doing this the way they're doing it. It's the
Mhm.
first thing I called it the formula a month ago. Their formula every single night is play as fast as you can, turn this into a 100 possession game, and we are just going to get everything at the rim and you're going to get nothing. And they do it every game. They've done it against Gonzaga, who's a top five front court. They've done it against a team with athletes. They've done it against a team with physicality. They've done it in this game against Duke Brennan, who came into this game as the best rebounder in the sport. And Duke Brennan got nothing in this game. And at this point, I know there are more physical teams. I know there are bigger teams. I know there are better athletes. I know there are tougher teams. I don't know if there is a team who will be able to overcome this. This is a historic level of 2 point dominance. And in terms of can they keep doing this, that doesn't go away. Barring injury stuff, this is not they're getting hot from three. This is not, I don't know. There's nothing fluky about the way they're winning these games.
Mhm.
And in this game, again, they shot very poorly in the second half. I think they made 1 3 in the second half. All the threes were wide open. Now they shot great in the first half. That's how they got up 30 at half. But like the story to me is everything could go wrong for this team. You could miss every jumper you take. You could dick around a little bit. They kind of got sloppy in the second half. And they still were beating Nova by 6 until they brought the walk-ons in. So I like truly I if the question is can they sustain this? Right now my answer is yes. Is that crazy?
No, I don't think so. I think it's not look, I look at it like this. It's not like sustaining a three-point shot. It's sustaining dunks and layups
Yeah.
from a team that's a massive front court and guys that make dunks and layups.
Yeah.
It's like right now, this level of dominance, it's like taking a Houston level defense, but giving them the pace of like a fast pace offense and like the most efficient offense in the country.
Yeah.
It's what leads to blitzing teams. And yes, it is sustainable. It also like they go up against their first like test against what is supposed to be a really good team, a really good front court to see what they could do. And they made Gonzaga quit. They
Right.
made them quit.
Give
As
Nova
I'm
some
looking,
credit. They actually didn't quit in this game, too.
yeah,
Yeah.
I will give them credit for that.
It kept it within 30.
Yeah, like they won the second half. They can always have that in their back pocket. But there's also as I'm looking at the schedule here, I'm trying to find a front court that is going to be up for that. I see three.
Can I guess?
And also, let me say this too. When I say three front courts that are up to it, that means like you have a shot.
Can I guess?
You could also end up like Zaga.
Right. Because yeah, Zaga's front court maps with the three you're about to
Yeah,
name. The,
I'm talking about like you can, you know what I'm saying? You give yourself a chance to meet the challenge in this one.
you believe you can. And look, I know this sounds crazy. It's a month into this. But what you're saying, I think, is a very real element of what this Michigan buzzsaw is right now. There are teams coming into these games knowing they're walking into their death. There has to be at some point a team who walks into a Michigan game and says, "Oh, I think we can get them." And I mean, dog, we've jumped over every single team in the first half for a month. So I think the three you're talking about have to be Purdue, Michigan State, Duke. Am I right?
Purdue, Michigan State, Duke. I threw Illinois in there.
Really? Who'd you not have? Purdue?
Didn't I say four?
You said three.
Oh, I meant four. I threw Illinois in there.
Got it. Okay. I'm surprised you threw Illinois in there just given how soft you think their front court is.
I think they also have size and like
They do.
they have size and also there's an element of toughness to Illinois that I think they could get there. Like Merck, I think could be a part of that.
Illinois certainly at home in the Merez homecoming game too is going to be the toughest environment Michigan plays in all year.
Yeah. And maybe it's not even a toughness thing. Maybe they fit like the physical mold.
Ooh, I'm very surprised you say that with Illinois. Just I thought you and I both view them as like a really soft team. I think
No,
Michigan
I'm
should
sorry,
get through.
physical I meant like size.
Yeah, okay. That's
Yeah,
true.
like you know what I'm saying? They got 6'8", 7 foot.
And they're just the right level of crazy enough to maybe like just deal with Michigan's caliber, you
Yeah.
know?
And it might be the only team that actually, some of these teams gotta have a mental edge coming into this.
Right.
Like Illinois knows they beat you all the time.
100%. That's a very real element of this. But that's, I mean, just think about what we're doing right now. It's December 10th. We're 9 games into the season, and we are looking ahead 2 months to the games we think a team has a chance against Michigan. I can't believe that's where we're at right now, but that's it's what this is. And before we go further, because I do want to do some player by player stuff, and I have a list of like ridiculous findings from this game from Twitter I want to run through quickly. Um, can we just take a second to pause and acknowledge what Dusty May has done here? Because, like, as we talk through this, I know everyone knows Dusty's a good coach. I know he's getting all the love he deserves right now. But it dawned on me last night just how crazy this level and this roster turning into what it's turned into is. Um, Cart, there's a legitimate argument that this is one of the best basketball teams of all time. And I get it. It's 9 games in. Who knows if this will be sustained? As we sit here today, Card, this is the fourth best team in the history of the KenPom database based on net ranking. The only teams ahead of them are three Duke teams from, well, last year's Duke team is ahead, and then two Duke teams from like 99 and 2001.
Mhm.
All three of those teams at least made a Final Four. One of them was a national champion. It's literally the three best teams of all time. And then Michigan. And that alone is impressive, but it did dawn on me after watching this. Like, I am now coming into games as a fan. I've accepted this team's better than the Burke team. This is probably the best Michigan basketball team I'll see in my life. I don't like being overconfident and saying that out loud, but it just is accurate, objective analysis based on what I've seen. I can't believe it, but they're that good. It's not even close. They're so much better than the other teams that were like 3-point dependent and more highly variable. How do we win? This team just destroys you with the most repeatable, easy way to win basketball games ever because of their talent and their size and their toughness and their togetherness and their depth and their unselfishness. And look, I say all this to say the reason I want to give Dusty his flowers is because not even the teams at that level. That's amazing and impressive. Can we remind ourselves who the players on this team are for a second? Card, it makes no sense that this team of these guys is this good. And maybe it does when we step back to it, but like,
Well, no, it does.
put yourself in your shoes at the beginning of November.
Hmm.
We did a bunch of preseason content, and I agreed with you. If there's a team in the top 5 to sell, it's Michigan. I thought they'd be St. John's. I thought they'd be a good, big team with guard issues. Thought they'd be in the mix in the Big Ten. The fact that this team looks historically great and is largely made up of, let me remind you here, a guy that was benched behind Benham Rickhouse most of last year, a guy who was blamed for every North Carolina problem that team had on a team that didn't make the tournament, a guy who was blamed for every problem UCLA had on a team that didn't make the second weekend, a LJ Kaysen, a guy everyone said stunk last year. Yaxel Lendeborg, a guy everyone said couldn't play in big games and got punked by Dane Danger anytime he played a real opponent. Roddy Gale, a guy his own fans, including me, said we shouldn't go back to, who had had a totally underwhelming year and was benched and was a disaster last year. Namari Burnett, who's on his third program, good coaches didn't find a use for him. Will Cheddar, a role player. Trey McKinney, a guy where Kansas pulled his offer. None of these guys are supposed to be world beaters. And Dusty has genuinely turned them into a team that is playing up to the level of teams with Cooper Flagg, Shane Battier, Jay Williams in a month. That's fucking nuts. And I get, like, now we see the product. So it's dumb to be like, oh, well, like, oh, these players aren't that talented. Clearly they are talented. But every single guy individually on this roster had been considered a disaster previously. And Dusty's taken them together and spit out the most insane product ever. He deserves endless credit for that. It's absurd to me.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Dusty deserves all the credit in the world for what he's done with this roster, and these players. Mainly, honestly, the one that sticks out to me the most is the Elliot Cadeau thing. He legit that I'm there. The other ones, I hear you. Also, like, want to push back. Like, I'm looking at
Don't do it.
Brad
Don't do
for
it.
Merez. Like Merez is like Merez and Ben, Mara, Cronin, and
You
that's
think
credit
Mara
to
stinks?
Dusty, huh?
You still think Mara stinks?
I thought he stunk. He does not stink.
So that again, it's my point.
Yeah, that's fair, but like you lose me a little bit on the whole like Yaxel getting punked by Yaxel was the $4 million man in the portal that Kentucky wanted.
The $4 million man that plenty of people still, many loud, important people I respect the minds of, said he's not a big game guy. He's beats up on mid majors. Like, I get it. And by the way, Yaxel did nothing in this game.
Mm.
I got 9 and 3 from him. like this is the point. I can't even believe this product is the point. And it truly, I understand. Yes, I agree with you. We've always believed in Merez, but the point is, like, the idea that an Elliot Cadeau, Adai Mara team is as good as those Duke teams makes
Yeah,
no
no, that
sense.
I agree with you. That is crazy. That is crazy.
Makes no sense.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. It does make no sense.
Are we sure he's not Signetti?
Dusty?
People have been calling Ben McCollum Signetti. Are we sure this isn't Signetti?
Was Cinetti like big money his first year at Indiana?
I mean, he got the portal QB. He got a lot of portal pieces right away.
Yeah, was that team expensive though?
I don't think last year's Michigan team was that expensive.
Yeah,
Truly year one. All they got was Danny, really. Trey
yeah,
was a budget find.
yeah. I wonder how expensive I mean, it doesn't work for me because it's the same reason it doesn't work for the Ben McCollum thing. Like, Michigan was a good basketball program.
True. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just talking caliber. I think there's a world. I don't know. I'm starting to maybe think Dusty is like an all-timer. Because what he's done with this team and this form, the plan for this team, it should theoretically not be possible.
Yeah, I mean, Dusty's one of the best coaches in the sport. I don't think anyone can go against that.
Yeah. Okay. Can I run through my Twitter findings from this game that are ridiculous to me?
Yeah.
All right, just some notes on all of this. Brandon Koretz on Twitter had this. Michigan is number one nationally in defensive efficiency on KenPom. 4.7 points per 100 possessions better than the number two team. The number two team in defense right now is Iowa State, an objectively amazing defense. That gap between Michigan and Iowa State is the biggest single season gap between number one and number two in KenPom defensive adjusted efficiency since 1997. In the history of the KenPom database, there's a larger gap between Michigan and the second best defense than there has ever been in the sport. This is a historically elite defense. And as Brandon put it in his tweet, this genuinely might be the best defensive college team ever.
If they, yeah, if they keep this up, yes, legit, yes,
It's nonsensical.
yeah.
And it doesn't matter like what you run. It doesn't matter who your guards are. It doesn't matter who your bigs are. Right now, it's a buzzsaw. You can't get anything. Every single possession that Michigan doesn't have the walk-ons in right now, you get a tough off the dribble shot, or
Hmm.
you get like a layup over trees from in between range.
Hmm.
There is no open shot ever against this. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're
And
nasty.
the only answer is Devin Askew.
Shout out to Devin Askew.
Thought
Nice little 18 points.
he was hooping. A couple notes specifically on this game. For the first 30 minutes of this game, when Michigan played their normal top nine, Villanova was 4 for 16 on 2-point attempts. They ended up, we've talked about the 2-point percentage dominance every game. They ended up at 44% from two, which is a really good mark. That's because they went 7 for 9 in garbage time. In the first 30 minutes of real action against the real Michigan rotation, 25% from 2-point range from Nova Cart. It's happening every game. It's happening every single game. Like, and I got to ask you this. I know, look, Michigan State truly might just beat Michigan by beating us up and getting us in foul trouble and being tougher than us. But I have to ask you this as a fan. You're a team that is entirely dependent on 2-point scoring, and you're seeing what this Michigan defense is right now. What are your feelings on that? Like projecting to our potential matchup?
I don't think we're gonna win a game offensively against y'all.
Like I'm trying to envision the Michigan State offense against what this defense is doing right now, and I'm like, I don't even know what it looks like.
No, it's. I think it's. I mean, I think it's doing the things that Michigan State tries to do. Like we would try to get out and transition, but
Yeah, stops.
I'm not like I'm not feeling confident about how we're going to score in the half court or just from 2-point range in general. That game when it happens, let's just say it's not going to be a if Michigan State wins, it's not going to be a classic game by any means.
Yeah, I mean, they literally could foul out our entire starting lineup, and that might be how you win the game. It could happen. I'm still not looking forward to it at all. I just find myself, the more I realize how good this defense is at that one category, I'm like, wait a second, that's the one category Michigan State needs, and Michigan is historically good at it.
Yeah.
Got me intrigued. One more thing. This is from Dylan Burkhardt. Shout out to UM Hoops for the recap on this. So much was made early season of like turnovers and that being a potential way to beat Michigan. Since the TCU game, so that 3-game start where they had two ugly ones, they've had 6 games since TCU. Michigan forces more turnovers than they commit. Teams are turning it over 18% of the time against Michigan. Michigan's turning it over just 15% of their possessions right now in a 6-game sample size. Um, Cardiff, Michigan's going to be winning the turnover margin. Nobody's beating this team ever.
Yeah, because I mean, you gotta honestly limit that. I think I saw someone, I forgot what game I was watching yesterday. It might have been, God, I wish I remember what it was. Maybe it was Florida. It's like you want to get like it's a missed shot is fine. Just don't turn the ball over because there's a chance you get it back.
Yeah.
It's like that's how good they are at rebounding. So it's
Yeah.
like if you limit those, I mean, shit, they still might win a game when they turn the ball over 20 times. But if they're going to turn the ball over 12 times, you're not going to win.
Right. Yeah, I just like so much of this is literally just shot volume, right? Like if Michigan is going to pulverize you around the rim, you roughly think, Michigan comes into games with almost a 20-point advantage from whatever's happening in 2-point range. So if I'm an opponent and I'm trying to figure out how do I get to Michigan, how do I overcome that 20-point advantage? We need more shots than you, is the answer. But Cart, how do you get more shots than a team that wins the rebounds by 20 that wins the turnover margin. You you
You
you
don't.
can't.
You can.
You
You can.
literally can't. So then it all comes down to just like, can we get super hot from three? And in this game, man, Villanova for a while was. Devin Askew hit five threes in this game, and they were still down 30 at half. It's unlike anything I've ever seen, truly, man. I'm having a hard time coming to terms with it because again, the thing that seems most amazing to me with this is categorically all the things this Michigan team is doing well are not going away. They're just who they are. And who they are right now is a machine. So I'm having fun. I'm enjoying every second of this. Let's go player by player through a couple of these. Elliot Cadau, KenPom MVP. This is Michigan's sixth different KenPom MVP in 9 games. That alone is absurd for a team that came into this year thinking like Yaxels are everything. Um, Cadau's first time having that happen. I do think he was the best player on Michigan tonight. 18 points. He hit 4 of 8 threes. Kevin Willard's game plan defensively from the very opening tip in this game was just aggressively dare Elliot Cadau to shoot. He obliged. He shot 8 wide open threes and made half of them. Elliot Cadau on the season is now shooting 39% from three on high volume and has made at least 1 3 in every single game.
You think that's for real at this point?
I think it'll dip into the 30s. I'm not crazy. I don't think he's a knockdown shooter, but
But even like 30, what, 5 is what you're thinking?
low 30s. I think he could end
That's
32,
that's
33.
fine.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, last year he was 34% from three
Good.
on 87 attempts. So, like, the numbers say it's just that they always leave him wide open, right? They're daring him to do that, but defenses are still doing that to him, and he's just making them right now. It's crazy. He's just great. He's Elliot Cadeau's so important to the pace Michigan plays with right now. Like they want to play this frantic 100 possessions a game because if you do that, the opponent makes so many more mistakes than Michigan. You just get them scrambled. They're missing shots. They don't get back on defense, and Cadeau really paces this team in an incredible way. It's crazy. Only 23 minutes, by the way. Dusty continues to manage this masterfully. There's never too much Elliot Cadeau. Even when he's playing amazing, it's kind of like, let's
Well,
move
there's
off.
never. Well, here's the thing. I don't even know if we can say that at this point. There's never too much of anybody because you blitz people by 40.
I guess that's true.
Like we don't even know what tight game rotations would look like with this basketball team because they haven't had one in 2 months.
8 different guys from Michigan played between 18 and 25 minutes. At all times, all five on the
This is
floor.
currently the best team to be a walk-on on in the country.
At all times, everyone's fresh. At all times, no one's in foul trouble because they're so deep. It's just like you're playing with a sense of urgency because you know you're coming out in 2 or 3 minutes. It's honestly kind of similar to how Izzo ran things for Michigan State last year. It's just, I think, with more talented players. And
Yeah.
it's kind of absurd what's going on. Question. How do you beat this Michigan team? I spent a whole hour going through this thought exercise last night. Somebody texted me and was just like, what type of team would theoretically be the worst matchup for this gauntlet team? And I think I have the formulaic answer, but it took me a while to even come up with something I thought would scare me.
I think it's what Arizona is.
Ooh, think I disagree, but give me the thought.
I just think it's a team that has, and I guess when I say Arizona too, I think the version of Arizona that we're gonna get when it's all said and done. And I think that is pretty good production at the wing and two guard spot. But I just think it has to be a team that is physically ready to meet the challenge and also compete on the glass. Um, and then also I think I would have to like I don't even know if I know how to sort this, but I would look for a team that forces a lot of turnovers and a team that is good at rebounding. That'd probably be the team that I would kind of pick.
Okay. So Look, Michigan will lose a game at some point, probably multiple. They're certainly gettable. Wake Forest and TCU almost got them. You almost just need to like pray for a nightmare night from Michigan and capitalize. Um,
Would it be Iowa State?
that you beat me to it. So
Iowa State,
here's what I think the formula is, and I kind of
the
bucketed.
number two team in KenPom.
Well, Card, I kind of bucketed things. This is the way I'm viewing it. If I'm trying to come up with who's the nightmare matchup for Michigan, what do you need to do to give yourself the best chance to beat them? There's
Mm,
teams you could throw in a bucket of just they're big, tough, talented enough to maybe hang. Like Arizona and Duke are big, tough, talented enough to maybe hang. The reason I don't think Arizona and Duke are theoretically the perfect matchup to beat Michigan, Arizona doesn't shoot enough threes at all, and they certainly like they take tough twos. That's kind of what they do. Koa Pete wants to take a bunch of tough twos. Michigan's defense is designed to force you into those. So theoretically, in a Michigan Arizona matchup, I think it would just be Arizona taking a bunch of tough shots versus Michigan not, and it's what Michigan wants and a fast game because Arizona likes to play fast. Plays right into what Michigan wants, I think. Now, are they talented and big enough? Like maybe just a great Koa Pete game gets you there anyway. Yeah, that could happen. Duke, same thing. Like Boozer's not going to get punked by these guys. He's good enough. They're just big and good enough. The thing is, I don't know if Duke makes enough shots from outside either. They're just not a shooting team I trust to that level. They could get you, but those two teams to me are not checking all the boxes of what I think would be perfect.
you think you have to make outside shots to beat this Michigan team, though?
100%.
Like, have
100%.
to. Okay.
Non-negotiably, I don't think Michigan loses a game unless the team gets hot from three.
Okay.
This is my vision for like what is the type of team you're what do you need to do? Check the boxes. How do you beat Michigan? Um, it's exactly what Iowa State is, I think, and I'd love to see that game personally. I think number one, you need to play slow. You need to play really deliberate. You need to limit possessions. What's the number one way to beat a really super talented team? Make it a low possession game where there's more variance, right?
Mm,
If you want to play 100 possessions with Michigan, guess what? Over 100 possessions, we're going to beat you. You got to find a team that will willingly slow it down. I think Iowa State is tough enough to do that. They play faster than normal, but in the past they've played slow. Second, you need to shoot a bunch of threes and you need to dare Michigan into shooting a bunch of threes, right?
mm,
Like if Michigan is basically the most historically elite 2-point team on both ends ever, isn't the formula here just to turn everything into 3 points on both sides? Put five bodies in the paint and live with wide open three. And Michigan might make them because they can shoot. But like if you're going to play a game that is dependent on 2-point at all, Michigan's going to win. If they can do what they did to Gonzaga, they're going to do it to anybody.
mm.
So to me, like you have to find a team that makes threes, shoots a bunch of threes, a defense that forces you into shooting a bunch of threes, plays super slow, and is also physical enough to hang. And I think the only team that really qualifies in all four of those buckets is Iowa State to me.
Hmm.
Um, Thinking through like teams on Michigan's schedule, Michigan State's physical enough to hang. They play slow. They just I don't think the 2-point thing is going to work.
Mm.
Purdue will bait you into threes, right? Purdue's defense is almost perfect against Michigan.
Yeah.
Um, Purdue can play slow. They're just not physical enough, I don't think.
Hmm.
So it's almost like if you mixed Michigan State and Purdue together, to me that would be the team to beat Michigan.
Do you think that okay, but you're trying to construct the perfect team to beat. If you can do would you have four buckets of like things that are non-negotiables?
Yeah, I think like physical enough.
What about three out of four?
You have my attention.
Three out of four, you can get three out of four, like maybe
But
you get
that the
there.
thing is, like I look at the top of the sport, dude. Gonzaga is a perfect example of this. Most of the best teams in the sport want to play how Michigan plays, Lace them up, dog. Like, if you come into a game trying to play our game, we will devour you. It's just point blank. Like, you have to do something so fundamentally different than what Michigan wants to do to like really approach this team at this level. And obviously, Michigan just can just have a stinker. I'm not talking when Michigan has a stinker. They will have stinkers. But I'm talking Michigan at this level they've played for 5 straight games. How do you even approach it? Willard had a good plan. Didn't work because they're not good enough. But like, I don't know. I'm trying to think who has the plan. Illinois is also an interesting one because they shoot a bunch of threes and can give up threes. So they could turn it into a 3-point game. And they're big enough in size. Just I question the physicality. And Illinois plays pretty fast. To me, if you're going to play fast with Michigan, you're kind of fucked.
So is everybody fucked?
I mean, yeah, the simple answer is if you play at this level, I think so. But also, somebody tagged me on Twitter when because I finally tweeted, I was just like, all right, I'll admit it. This team's better than any team I've ever seen.
Hmm.
It's genuinely hard to come to terms that the Burke team isn't the best team ever for me. I thought I would die with that being the team I tell my grandkids about, and
And that was 5 NBA draft picks.
fucking Elliot Cadau is going to be the kid I tell Banks' son about one day. Crazy. Um, but like, yeah, I somebody tagged me in this and was like, enjoy it. The regular season is going to be really fun. God forbid if this team doesn't win a national title, you'll never get over it. And I was like, shit. It's probably true. Like, dude, the sports books right now have this team 3-1 to win the title. They're minus 120 to make a Final Four right now. You know how absurd that is?
The team is good.
It's scary to me.
Team is nasty.
Scary to me.
Should be scary. You know why it is scary?
Because I can't believe it even.
It's scary because you can't believe it. It's also scary because part of being the fan of a nasty team, I think, is you can't help but having that thought in the back of your mind that nasty teams don't get there sometimes. And
For
that'd
sure.
be unfair. And that'd be unfair.
For sure. And
Like, dog, if I was a
also,
Duke fan last year, I would not like be able to live with myself that I let my team last year, like with all due respect to the Gators, I was a Gator boy, stay hot. Like Walter Clayton snatched a title from me.
right. Yeah.
That hurts.
I hear that. Yeah. Look, cross that bridge when we get there. My goal is still one banner this year.
One banner.
Give me the Big Ten tournament and I'm happy. I do just want to, and people will not believe this. You probably won't believe this. You can call bullshit if you want to. That's fine. As a content creator on Sleepers sitting here, I feel uncomfortable analyzing this Michigan team. I know people really won't believe this. I don't like coming on here and being like, no one can fuck with us. But this is now like the breaking point for me where if I'm actually honestly doing this, like we try to do for everyone, that's what I have to say. Like the level this team's playing at is truly just so much better.
So the
And
bit's dead.
no, every preview I'm going to keep getting wrong.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I like to I like to get negative when needed. I feel like it was easier with
Just
Doug here.
I implore you to just like call it what it is and embrace what's happening and come on here and be like, I don't think anyone can fuck with us.
I mean, if you want that from me, then fuck it. The fact that Arizona's number one over this team's absurd.
There we go.
Absurd.
There we go.
Dog, these games are supposed to happen twice a year. They've done it 5 straight.
Hmm.
They have 6 performances this year better than the best Burke team game. Like, what?
Listen, people love red. I mean, also like when you look, okay, I'm trying to like look at this, like just like doing the AP thing here. Arizona's beat the number 15 team in KenPom, the 30th team, the 7th team, the 29th team.
By a
Michigan,
combined like 20 points.
no, they I mean they beat They beat Auburn by 30.
They did.
They did beat Auburn by 30. Now they're not
29.
winning the fashion that Michigan is winning in. I will yes, that's a fact. I'm just looking at
I mean, respectfully, they're not beating Norfolk State by the fashion Michigan's beating teams in. They're not beating Utah Tech by the fashion Michigan's beating teams in.
mhm.
It is different. It's different. There's zero hope. By the under 12, games are over. 5 straight games. I have never seen anything like it. Even dominant teams are supposed to be like in a tie game through 10 minutes. Michigan is not. It's been 3 weeks since there's been a game that's even in question 12 minutes into a game.
When is legit going to be your next close game?
I mean, if they put up a stinker at any point, because obviously it can happen, but like we're gonna go to Maryland and fucking devour them.
Mhm.
LaSalle stinks. That's actually the one bad team on our schedule. Be curious how that goes. McNeese is a top 100 team. I don't
How does
know.
that
Could that be like a sleepy post Christmas game?
make niece?
Top 100. Shout out Will Wade's old program.
No, fake top 100.
Will Wade, excuse me, not Will Wade. McNeese is 60 spots better than Rutgers.
That's insane. Like I don't get analytics,
Yeah, you don't.
but like this team lost to Santa Clara in an incarnate word. How are you a top 100 team in the country?
When do you think Michigan's first loss is?
Hold on. Like Auburn's lost 2 games this year by 50, and they're still a top 30 team in the country.
I think that's because losing to Michigan and Arizona by 50 is actually not a bad data point.
Mm, makes sense. Who else? What about being in a dogfight with Bethune-Cookman?
I mean, that just
I
is
guess they
what it
only
is.
lost to Houston by 1. That's definitely good for it.
Just is what
Oregon's
it is.
91. Um, I think their first real chance of actually losing is probably
I don't want chance. I want loss. What's their first loss?
their first loss,
What's their first loss?
January 30th.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I feel a lot better about it after the last 2 weeks than I did 2 weeks ago.
as you should.
I'm still visibly terrified, though.
You should carry yourself like a favorite.
Still visibly terrified. Um,
Get that chip off your shoulder.
the only player we even talked about in this recap was Cadau. Any quick hitters on any of the players that impressed you in this game? Anything stand out or no?
I mean, I think Cadau was the most impressive of the players.
For sure.
You know, Adai was solid. I mean, everyone was like just really good in their minutes, to be honest with you. I mean, Yaxel was cruising out there and they were up by 50.
Yaxel couldn't buy a jumper. He went 0 for 3 from 3, all in the same 15-second span. He shot 3 threes in a row and missed all of them. And Michigan got an offensive rebound every time, so it didn't even matter. But he just, yeah, quiet Yaxel night. They didn't need anything more from him. I thought he was good defensively, 4 steals. Mara's just what he is right now, 11 and 8 in 23 minutes with 2 blocks. There's no better rim protector in the sport. Every single game, Mara has like 2 or 3 plays where he just grabs an offensive rebound and turns without jumping and dunks on dudes. Like again, Duke Brennan's the best rebounder in the sport right now. And Mara was just like ball, dunk, poster. If he can do that to Duke Brennan, I understand it's Duke Brennan. It's not fucking, but he did the shit to Graham Ike too. Like, give me who's the best big in the country at this point that's going to cause issues for Mara. I'd like to see it. Truly, he's so physically dominant and he's soft and he's still so physically dominant. Then you have Merez, who is everything this team is identity wise, is all Merez. Everything they've become defensively is him. Every shot is contested. It's him. He's the DNA of this team. And he could have 20 and 8 or he could have 7 and 10. He's still every possession doing the Merez shit. I adore him. He's my favorite player in maybe ever. I love him. Um, Namari was cold in this game, didn't even matter. He had a sick dunk. Did you see the Namari dunk?
Yeah, Dunk was nasty.
Reminder, Namari can hoop a little bit beyond just like running corner to corner. That was cool. McKenny, can you give me your updated McKenny thoughts? Thought this was another like very good McKenny game.
Yeah, another good performance. Honestly, the like the bench mob guard combination and even throwing the wing combination of Gale, McKenny, LJ has just been like every single game performing.
LJ's gotten really consistent in the last 2 weeks. He's turned a corner for sure, and it's exciting for his future, I think. Yeah, just an unselfish group. You're right. That bench mob of guards easily could be like upset they're not starting,
Hmm.
and they're all just coming in and impacting games and playing to a starter level, playing starter minutes, playing as much as Cadau every game right now. It's kind of fun. It's interchangeable. I mentioned this in a previous recap, and I'm going to bring it up one more time and pulse check it with you. You can feel free to laugh me off this and tell me I'm being a homer and tell me this is ridiculous. I think it is a legitimate thought that Michigan has not even played to their ceiling yet for two reasons. Reason number one, go to this team's KenPom profile. Yaxel Lendeborg, the fourth best player in the country per KenPom, like the KenPom Player of the Year stat. Who's the best player in the sport? Yaxel's fourth. Yaxel is seventh on this team in usage while being the fourth best player in college basketball. They don't need to change that. There is nothing this team needs to change. But in theory, they could create a more deliberate version of featuring their best player that, in theory, would be better. That's a pretty, like, follow the line of thought there. Like, how could you fight that? If they used Yaxel Lendeborg more, Michigan should be better. They're not. He really is barely being used. And this is still what this team is. He is in the role player category. He's literally identified as a role player on KenPom with Roddy Gale and Namari Burnett, while the significant contributors on this team are Merez, Cadau, Mara, McKenny. So I like thing number one for me that like if needed in March, you absolutely could move more of this through Axel. And I think
Yeah.
the team would get better. Is that crazy?
Uh, I mean, no, it's not. But also like you're blitzing teams by 40, so it's like there's no need to shift anything.
Right,
You
you
know
don't
what I'm
need
saying? Or
to.
like I feel like I feel like naturally it will shift if you're challenged or
Right.
like games are closer. I feel like there will be more, but right now everyone is playing like 20 minutes because you are blitzing people by 50 by the first media timeout.
Well, but it's not even minutes. Like it's in his minutes, his usage rate is low. So that's not minutes dependent. I'm not saying like even play him 32 minutes instead of 25. That would help too. But like
You're just saying like run stuff through Yaxel more.
use possessions more. Yes, they're not running any of the Danny Wolf action for Yaxel that we thought they would.
Do you
He,
want them to?
when they've needed him as a passer, he's been brilliant. So like I totally agree with you. I don't expect it to change. Why would you change a thing? But I guess this is all I would throw out just as a theory to anyone who like the people asking me like is this sustainable or anyone who would fairly ask are they peaking too early? I think there is a serious not crazy way to interpret this that this team has ways to get better that are pretty obvious. Use their best player more.
Hmm.
That would only be a better version of this team than we've seen. And they don't need it. But like fucking what? Like it's crazy they don't need it. And then the second thing, because there's two of those buckets to me that are just very like undeniably, yeah, they could shift this. They could play McKenny more. McKenny's been largely amazing, and he's been better than Namari. There absolutely is a version of this team that shifts Namari into Cheddar and moves McKenny into like Yaxel.
Mhm.
And I think that team's ceiling gets raised.
When's Dusty gonna stop misusing Trey?
See, I like it. I like it. I agree. I agree.
Oh
But
man.
no, I'm like, aren't those two things actually like pretty unarguably correct though? Like, if needed at some point, there's a version of this team that has more McKenny and more Yaxel usage that is theoretically better than this version of it.
Yes. And that leads me to my final and my truest point of this. I need you to leave the one banner bullshit behind with this team if they're going to be this good.
Goals one banner, man. It's always the same.
That's that is
Fine, I'll give
ridiculous.
you an update. I'll give you an
That's
update.
ridiculous. Honestly, I'm more mad at you for acting the way you're acting with this team. My team couldn't do this.
What you mean?
If my team was doing this, like I feel like I feel like you get labeled as like sometimes unfairly the insufferable one of us too.
Uh-huh.
God forbid if my team was doing what Michigan's doing right now. I would I legit wouldn't listen. I wouldn't talk to anyone.
Listen, my goal is always one banner. Argument.
I wouldn't talk to anyone and my goal would be 5 banners. And that's not even possible. It's not even possible because
Oh,
there's only a certain amount of banners available.
dog, it's possible. I already got two. My goal
I
was
forgot.
one banner, and I already have two behind it. So
I forgot about back
no,
back.
here I'll give you this, man. This is not a bid. I swear to God, the only bid I do with this team is picking the other team to beat them. But I also lay out all the reasons Michigan's going to win by 30 every game right before doing that. So like, get on to the bit, people. This is not a bit. Postseason basketball is fluky. I always say that, and I have serious respect for both Illinois, Purdue, and Michigan State. Michigan State is a top 10 team in the country with an elite coach, and they're a nightmare. They own Michigan. They own until Dusty May beats Michigan State. Like, I'm not going to disrespect Michigan State. I have no false impression that like Michigan State's going to terrorize this team and find a way to make things tough. Illinois has beaten Michigan 8 straight years, and I picked them as a Final Four team. Like I truly believe Illinois is that good, and Purdue is the championship DNA number one preseason team in the country that we know they are. This is the Big Ten. We saved the Big Ten, Cart. The Big Ten's back where it needs to be. We
Mhm.
saved the Big Ten. Everybody raised their level because of what you and I collectively did last year. Shout out to us. But seriously, why the goal is one banner is because of respect for those three teams. Like I don't think even as good as this Michigan team is, it would not surprise me if Michigan doesn't sweep everything this year. Like this schedule sucks for Michigan. They don't get Illinois or Purdue at home. Like those are tough games. They're probably going to lose those games. So, um, do I want them? Do I think Michigan's the best team here? Fuck yes. Do I think they deserve to win these games if they sustain this level? Fuck yes. Do I think they will? Probably not. Because that's basketball and that's life on the road. And it can still be an amazing season. I'm not going to come on here and if Michigan goes 28-3, but loses the Big Ten because they go to Mackey and Champaign, I'm not going to come on here and call it a failure.
Mhm.
Like, get me a banner. Get me a real banner. Give me either a Big Ten championship banner, a Big Ten tournament banner, or a Final Four. Multiple would be great, but that's the goal. However, I will update my goals in one way only for you.
Mhm.
If you're going to demand it, here's the update. I need a banner and I need to beat the rivals.
You need a banner and you need to beat the rivals.
I need a banner and I need to beat the rivals.
Beat like you knock them down. You exercise demons.
It cannot be a success this season to go 0-4 against Purdue, Illinois, and Michigan State.
I think that okay, I'll accept that. I'll accept that.
And like if we're prioritizing those, it cannot be a success this season and go 0-2 against Michigan State. You could win every single other game on the schedule. If Tom Izzo sweeps this team, failure. That's the only thing I'll add to this.
I think that's a fair ad. I just want a little bit of an ad.
I gave you your ad.
Thank you. The Big Ten like tournament banner. I know you love it, and I know Dusty wants it.
Prepsy for March.
It's insane. You might be watching the best team we've seen in a while.
Can you elaborate on that for me one more time?
This team is nasty.
Top blank team you've seen in your life. Let's say this level they've played 6 out of 9 games is who they are 67% of the time this season. That holds all season long.
Hmm.
1 out of every 3 games, they do not play to this level. But 2 out of 3,
Do they
this is
win?
just who
They
they
still
are.
win. They still win though.
I mean, they might lose a couple on the way. Like, let's say 1 out of 3, they play like they did against Wake and TCU. And then
Yeah.
2 out of 3, they play to this level. Whole rest of the season, that's what happens. This is a top ranked team you've seen in your life.
Now this is excluding obviously accomplishments. I'm just talking about what I've seen. Because like when you talk about the best teams of all time, usually there's
Yeah.
accomplishments added to that.
There's red
But
carpet, there's trophies. Yeah.
yeah, I'm like if this team maintains this, wins the Big Ten, let's say, or Big Ten tournament, whichever one you want to do, makes a Final Four or like has a really good tournament run, I think, and maintains this level. Like I'm talking about, like you guys lose 5 games this season, 4 games, something like that,
Hmm.
and a lot of them kind of do look like the fashion of what's happened. I'll play it safe and say like a top 10 to 15 team of all time.
Okay. Okay. Um, you know, I said analytically that Duke from last year was kind of the team they're chasing,
Hmm.
right? Like it's 3 Duke teams that are better analytically than this Michigan team right now in the history of the KenPom database. Last year's Cooper Flag Duke team is one of them. I just did a quick check on this. Cart, how many games against top 50 opponents did Duke win last year by 29 or more points? This is the Cooper Flag Duke team.
Probably not a lot. I know they boat race Illinois. That probably is in the category. I don't know if any of the ACC teams fall in that
Actually, it'd be
category.
28 because I'm trying to qualify the Villanova game. So, but games against top 50 opponents, they won by 28 or more. How many for Cooper Flag Duke last year?
Two,
One.
one.
Michigan's done it 4 times in the first month of the season. When Duke played teams of this caliber last year, they did not do this. Now, is the difference going to be that Duke beat all those shitty ACC teams by 100? Maybe Michigan won't be able to handle Penn State the same way Cooper Flag did. But like against this level of competition, we've never seen this. Crazy.
Crazy stuff.
Last note. And if you're a Purdue fan, I encourage you to turn this off right now.
Oh God.
Can you put yourself in the shoes of a Purdue fan for just a moment?
Yeah.
Do you know how disgusted I would be at this if I'm a Purdue fan? Now,
Uh,
Purdue might still beat Michigan and Mackey by 30. I don't know. Could happen. Like it's Mackey. I have so much respect for that team, those players, and Mackey. Um, this is supposed to be the year of all years. You're supposed to be the team to beat. You've got all your vets back. You've everything has built up to this moment. You've made the portal acquisitions. You brought in Omer. All these thing after thing after thing after thing. We've done it all. We're going all in. Oh my fucking god! There's a team in our league that is a top 4 team ever in the year where we went all in. That is built around Elliot Cadau and Adai Mara. What the fuck? Like that's insane. I would be so annoyed by this.
3 things based off that. One, I'm happy because Dusty could be at Indiana. So that's the first thing.
Oh, they almost had Sig and Dusty at once.
That would have murdered me as a Purdue fan. Two, as a Purdue fan, that's all good and well. I got Braden, so you got to come see me.
Yeah.
I'm Braden and I'm still Purdue, so y'all got to come see me, respectfully. Um,
Braden and Purdue, who have lost two straight to Michigan.
yeah, that's it. Is it two straight?
We're coming.
What about the wait? Didn't they beat the dog shit out of y'all at Mackey?
Yeah, we punked them boys in the Big Ten tournament too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And then last but not least, I'm not letting that built around the day Mara and Ellie Cadell shit slide.
It's the highest usage guys on the team.
I get you're built those that's who this team's built around.
It's the highest usage guys on the team.
I'm asking you, is that who this team is built around?
Do you understand how usage rate works?
I do. I do. And I'm asking you, who is this team built around?
I think this team's got 9 starters.
So not built around anybody.
It's
Or
certainly
or
not.
they're built around nine guys.
It is not playing through Yaxel as if it's built around Yaxel. Not right now. If you want my honest answer, who's the guy that most embodies this team? Merez.
Right, yeah. I would accept this team is built around Merez and Merez's mentality and Merez.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Also,
nah, that
also, once
and the
again,
craziness that is Cadau. Like this team has a lot of Cadau in us. Crazy, but we do. And he's
all
good.
right, word to the Big Ten. We're good. We're good then. We're good
Yeah.
then. If you are embracing and honestly, it might work. It might work, but history shows that eventually Cadeau will Cadeau. Unless Dusty plays him 18 minutes and says no, no, no.
That's what everyone keeps telling me
That's
will
a
be
that's
the
a bar.
downfall.
That's a bar right there, by the way. I wish you would give that respect.
That's what everyone keeps telling me will be the downfall of this team is
No,
Cadau.
no, 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 no,
Cadau.
no, no. That will not be the downfall of this team.
You just said you're fine.
That will not be the downfall of this. Well, I'm fine if you're gonna approach me as like this team goes as Cadeau goes.
No, they did tonight. He's like, I'm just telling you what I've seen, man. You know, I'm still not a Cadau guy. He's been spectacular.
He's been really good this year.
He's none of the things people, including me, said he was right now. He's
Hmm.
changed. He has literally changed. He's changed. He's a high volume 3-point shooter that's making threes.
Hmm.
He's not turning it over like crazy. I would even argue there's maybe like a moment a game, but he's quieted down the extra shit since TCU. It's not really happening all that much. He's just hooping and playing good. So yeah, I don't know. Can I KenPom player comp you?
Have we thought about hacking Cadeau?
That might be a way to get at this team.
And that's not even
Honestly,
free throw. It's not even
a
free throw shooting. I think you hack him and hope he swings on you.
serious way to get at this team is Hakamara. Mara's a
Is
41%,
Cadeau just super low volume from three? I'm sorry, not three. The free throw line. Does he just not get there?
only 17 this year.
Okay.
Yeah, which kind of crazy because thought those foul baiters are supposed to get to the free throw line a lot.
Hmm.
Huh.
Yeah. Well, you got to be good at it.
Got it. Guess my guy's better at basketball than he is foul baiting. Bummer.
No. Well, here's what it is. He's a flop. He's not a foul baiter.
That's true.
Yeah. There's a difference.
That is very true. This is the best way to end this, I think. Be ready to block me on all social media for a while. KenPom player comp for Elliot Cadeau. Any guesses this
Mm-mm.
season?
No.
You don't want to guess.
No.
What would be the one name that I could give you of a point guard that if I told you it was the most similar player to Elliot Cadeau this season, it would break you the most? It's not a Michigan State player.
I don't think anything would break me.
Really.
Yeah.
Not even Boo Booey.
Mm-mm.
It's his most similar guy this year.
Boo booey.
Elliot Cadau is boo-booey this year.
Crazy.
Shout out Dusty May.